Welcome to Yoga Biz Studio, a bi-weekly internet show hosted by me, Carla Wilson, owner of Wilson Media Services, and by my colleague,
Keeley Mitchell, the founder of Z Living.
Each episode, Keeley and I bring you insights and tips regarding the business, legal, and marketing needs that you would have for your small yoga business. We use Google Plus Hangouts on Air to produce our show. If you are watching this via YouTube, please click on the little yellow graphic at the bottom of the video player. That will open up the page at Google Plus where there is a Q&A panel, and you are welcome to enter questions for us, even if it's after this live show, and we can come back and answer those questions for you. So on to today's topic. So today's show, we want to focus on talking about cross-marketing and how cross-marketing can help you grow your small business. Pardon me while I take a look at my notes here very quickly. So let's first talk about what cross-marketing is. For me, Yoga Biz Studio is actually a cross-marketing effort that I do with Keeley. We are both here as co-hosts of the show. It can showcase my expertise in using Google Plus Hangouts on Air and hosting virtual events. Keeley can highlight her expertise with her legal background and information. And, we both find that we're able to reach different people by both marketing together. So, Keeley, how would you define cross-marketing?
Thank you, Carla. I would first like to say cross-marketing has helped me tremendously in my business. I'm a huge, huge fan of it. I guess it comes down to why. Most people, if they're not familiar with cross-marketing, like, why am I such a huge fan? And it's kind of like what you said. It helps spread the word about your business. It helps grow your tribe, and most importantly, it increases your revenue, because ultimately that's what why we do marketing. So being able to reach out and have a way to reach out to Carla's tribe broadens my audience. She has her own following that will tune in and watch the show for marketing expertise, and then indirectly they get to see me and learn about what I do, and then hopefully maybe they'll need my assistance and come to me. So that's the huge thing about cross marketing. And it should be noted that cross-marketing takes so many different forms. You don't feel you have to all of a sudden set up Google Hangouts and start doing an online show to do cross-marketing. There's no specific way to do it. As Carla mentioned, Yoga Biz Studio, yes, is a cross-marketing, and it's a great example of it, with Carla being a marketing expert and me being the legal mumbo-jumbo, as I like to say. So like I say, like between us, like we do reach different audiences, but it takes so many other ways. So going back to the question, I think cross-marketing is when two businesses come together and market for each other's businesses to their respective target audience. Hence, cross-marketing the term. And I'll give you an example. A nutritionist can cross-market with a yoga studio and vice versa. They each target people about their health, and therefore their individual audiences are most likely to be interested in the services of the other business. Similarly, you can have two yoga instructors cross-market for each other if they have different niches. Another example is if you have an instructor that teaches kids yoga, and they would cross-market with an instructor that teaches prenatal yoga. So one is handling before the baby gets here, and one's handling once the baby arrives. And they have similar audiences. If you have a mother who's already into yoga and she's doing prenatal yoga, most likely the idea of knowing where to take her children and to have them taught yoga is huge. So that would be a good idea to cross-market. So Carla, do you have any other examples?
Yeah, you bet, Keeley. In fact, I was just sitting here thinking and realizing that I have another cross-marketing effort that I do. I have a monthly networking meeting for marketing professionals that I co-host with a colleague, Jeff Tinter. We've had him on the show here to talk about social media. But Jeff and I also co-host a show similar to Yoga Biz Studio, but again, for marketing professionals. So even though Jeff and I and some of our talents overlap, I always consider Jeff to be someone who focuses on the search and the paid online advertising expert. And even though we both kind of are in the social realm and we do, he does more website design, I do website updates, we're still, our talents, as I said, overlap, but what we're doing is really augmenting each other's businesses. Jeff knows that my expertise lies in the production of, podcasts and videos for my clients, as well as implementing marketing ideas. And while he also does that, I know that he has way more experience in placing those online ads or doing search engine marketing. So, that's a definite advantage for my clients because, as you can imagine, if my clients come to me and say, hey, can you help me with an ad? Well, you bet. I'm going to reach out to Jeff, and now suddenly I have a whole other group of services that I can be offering to my clients. And that way it's an advantage for your clients as well. Not only are you growing your own audience, but it's a value add for your clients.
That is a great example, Carla, and I'm so glad you brought up Jeff because I'm going to go a little bit off script here, but I was just telling Carla, I went to this networking event yesterday, and it shows we get out there and we actually do networks. We just don't give you lip service about it.
Exactly.
And I walked into this meeting, and when I told the people my name, this one woman looks at me and says, I know you. Turns out she follows Carla and Jeff, and I have been a guest on their show, and she remembered me from that. So there was an instant connection, and it was nice because walking into the room, she vouched for me. She told people it was a great interview. I gave great advice, and there was other, wellness people in the room, and so they instantly had okay, she's a credible person. And I just saw, on my Facebook page and then on my website, more people are now following. And I knew it was because of that connection. So there's that was the perfect example of how cross-marketing had worked, and it just worked yesterday. So wonderful.
Awesome.
As Carla pointed out, she does cross-marketing within, with other marketing experts. I often cross-market with other attorneys. While technically they could handle the legalities for my clients, they also recognize that I specialize in the area of yoga and wellness, and therefore their clients would be better served in my hands versus them fumbling around and trying to learn the industry. And likewise, if any of my clients, for example, need estate planning advice, such as a will being drafted, I direct them to the appropriate attorney in my network. While technically, yes, I could provide the service, that wouldn't be to the benefit of my clients. I would not be giving them the true expertise that they need. And I would like to stop here and kind of plug my support for niches because Carla has touched upon it, and I've just touched upon it. If you notice, our examples involve professionals having niche areas. And oftentimes it is easy to cross-market with your competitors. I know, I said it. With your competitors in the industry because you have developed a clear niche. So I'm really not only stressing the importance of niches, but it's another reason of how you can develop cross-marketing. So I just wanted to get a chance to get on the soapbox and do that.
I love it when you get on the soapbox, Keeley. It's awesome. I agree. Specializing in an area or a niche is really something that helps set you apart from your competitors, but it also helps you, again, complement your colleagues you might want to cross-market with. So, don't think that if you you have this special business that you can't cross-market. Obviously, you really can. Excuse me. I think the main advantage for me for cross-marketing is that I'm accountable to someone to get my marketing tasks done. I have to admit that Yoga Biz Studio and the group that I co-organize with Jeff called Chester County Marketing Group, I get those tasks done on a consistent basis because I know that I have to be accountable to Keeley and accountable to Jeff. And quite honestly, those tasks happen more consistently than my own Wilson Media Services tasks. So That's really something to keep in mind, can help keep you on your toes if you're cross marketing and you have to be accountable to somebody else.
Exactly, exactly. So you're probably wondering, how do you go about finding a complement business to cross market with? And please note, this is also the episode's takeaway topic, so you have to pay very close attention. Um, so first, start thinking about the local businesses that surround you. And when I say local, I mean really local. Like, are there any businesses within walking distance or short drive? If you are running a yoga studio, are there any nutritionists, spas, homeopathic doctors, or integrative medicine doctors? Are they nearby? Think about which nearby businesses would have a similar target audience as you. And it doesn't need to be the exact same audience, which is the point of cross marketing. It is to expand your reach. So you want them to kind of overlap and kind of have a whole new market that you can tap into. Next, approach those businesses. Ask if they would like to they would be interested in cross marketing. If you approach it from the standpoint that it will be free marketing, I think you will get through very, very far with your negotiations with them. Because who doesn't like free marketing, right? If you come in and you say, I'm going to give you free marketing, most people will be like, sure, where? Sign me up. So maybe each of the businesses that you approach could offer specific discounts for each of your customers. So if you are working with a nutritionist, maybe anyone that comes through your door, the nutritionist is willing to give them a special discount if they say they've come from you, and that you're willing to do it vice versa. So that's a great way to do it. Also, you can post flyers in each other's respective places. Maybe if you have a special workshop or retreat going on, they'll be willing to post the flyer up in their place of business so they can advertise it. If they have newsletters and you have a newsletter, maybe you can both do ads for each other in each other's newsletter. So there's really a lot of ways to do the cross marketing, and you can get really creative with it. So, it sounds maybe harder than what it really is, but once you get it going, you'll see how easy it is to find people to cross market with. And then lastly, routinely nurture those connections. If you've developed it, now these are great places for you to come back to, keep nurturing, and get more clients from. So check in every so often to let the other businesses know about any special events or workshops you're hosting. Find out if there's any specials that they have running that they would like you to market, so that way it keeps it fresh. If you just always leave the poster up in your studio, after a while people will just kind of ignore it because it's been there for so long. So you want to kind of keep refreshing it and giving new information for people. So there you have it. That's this episode's takeaway. Put it in action, just a few businesses, and you'll be amazed how it transforms your business.
Absolutely, Keeley. It's great advice. So everybody set aside some time, sit down, do some brainstorming, and then start reaching out. It's definitely, I can personally attest, it's an easy way to help you grow your business. Mm-hmm. Our next episode of Yoga Biz Studio will happen on Thursday, December 18th. What we're going to be doing is talking about year-end planning and organizing to set up your business for success in 2015. So please feel free to message us at yogabizstudio@gmail.com or come to our website at yogabizstudio.com, or you can find us on the social nets of Google+, Facebook, and Twitter at Yoga Biz Studio. So we would love to hear from you and love to hear show ideas from you.
Great. Well, thanks, Carla. And thank you for our audience for joining us today. Our Yoga Biz Studio show is brought to you weekly by me, Keeley Mitchell of Z Living, and Carla Wilson of Wilson Media Services. Until our next episode, namaste.
Namaste.